So is my screen is now visible to you all?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, the one thing that I want to say is कि I had the thought of describing the intersection between the physics and neural networks, but after I go through your presentations and your background of this event, so I thought that first of all, people should understand what is neural network. After that, I can say that what is the intersection between physics and neural network. So for this time, this presentation will be going towards like what is neural network, what actually neural network does. So yeah, today we will not talk about more on physics. We will talk about what is neural network, from where it came, and how does it work. So yeah, I guess it would be clear to you all. So let's start with the presentation. So first of all, who am I? So I am a fourth year undergraduate student from University of Delhi, India, and I'm currently researching in neural network and cosmology. And I'm also the vice president and PR manager of Indian Network of Physics Students, that is under International Association of Physics Students. And I am also a little budding science and philosophy communicator on Instagram and YouTube.
Hi, Arjun. You are muted. I
Okay, so
think
now am I
when you
audible right
change
now?
slides, sometimes it's gonna mute you.
Okay, okay,
But I will let
okay.
you know.
Okay. I didn't know this. So,
We did
uh,
hear
like,
you from the first slide and second slide. It's when you
ah,
left the second slide that we lost you.
okay. Now I got it. Okay. So, yeah. So now I have to cover from the third slide, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now, uh, what is this? Like, my first question is like, let's start with a little test. Like, take a look at this image. Can you guess what is this? Like, just thought, what the first thought that comes in your mind? Tell me that. Just 2 to 3 seconds and just tell me that, and after that I will reveal the image.
Feel free to unmute your microphones, colleagues, and answer.
Yeah, just anything that comes to your mind.
I would say
Yeah,
it
okay.
looks like a rugby field or rugby players or
Yeah,
playland.
yeah, I yeah, okay. Let's just move forward. So it's a bicycle. Okay. So it's a bicycle. So what our brain does is finding similar patterns. What familiar patterns comes from a blurry image. It gave to your mind ki, like, say that. So our brains can often figure this out, but how can we teach it to machines to do the same? Now, here comes the thing that with the incomplete information, recognizing an object is very complex. And for decades, teaching a computer to do this is considered as an impossible thing. Okay, so now today we are going to explore a technology to do the same. And it's not magic, it's just neural networks. Okay. So let's move to the another slide. Now, 70-year journey. Like, how can we go from all this to this? So the idea of thinking machine is not very new. It is in the past also. So in 1950s, the spark, the first very simple neuron, perceptron, is created. Okay, where the dream begins. And here you can see the image that is of Frank Rosenblatt works on his perceptron. And what perceptron is? Perceptron was the first early model of a neuron, a simple neuron. Okay. Now, but they hit a wall. Like the problem of recreating intelligence was far more complex than they get ever imagined it. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that in that period, technology is not very good. Technology is very slow. Technology cannot handle a very high amount of data or very high amount of processing. So it comes to like that period can be called as AI winter because everything got cold. We don't have technologies to do high level computings. Okay. Now it comes to 2010. Now that was the explosion. That was the explosion because at that time everything get changed. A, like you can say you a perfect storm that comes at that point. Why? Because after 2010 we get familiar to internet, and when we get familiar to internet, we have large amount of data, large and very big amount of data. Okay. After that, gaming computers were made. Big computers were big GPUs, big chips get made. And from that, we can have the power to process high level of data, high level of processing. So after that, at at third, the researchers start developing algorithms, much simpler algorithms that can be understandable by very normal humans also. Okay, simple algorithms that can be used by very much amount of people. So yeah, this is the boom in the AI industry from 2010. Now, if I go to next slide, now the secret recipe. The math is just a recipe. So let's just start baking with a cake. So how does learning actually happens in the neural network? So let's forget about code and computers and think about something very delicious. That is a cake. And the analogy is the key. Okay, so please keep it in mind what I am saying. The analogy is the key. And you need a recipe to make a cake. So what are the ingredients that we have to make a cake? Like flour, sugar, eggs, right? After that, there are some weights. What are weights? The amounts. How much flour do you want? How much sugar do you want? These are the most important dials we can turn. Like these are the only thing that we can change. Like we need 2 cups of flour or 1 cup of sugar or 2 cup of sugar. It just depends. Now, the process of mixing them is neuron. Now, how can we mix them is the neuron. Now, what is the output? Output is the beautiful cake that you are seeing here. So now just move forward. The taste test and adjusting the recipe. Now, how does the neural network actually works? Okay, you have baked your cake, right? Now, for the most important part, the test part. Take it. So you can take a bite. It's way too sweet. Okay. So the feedback is your error margin. Okay. Error signal. Like you eat the cake, it is so sweet. So the thing that comes to your mind is that from the next time when I make the cake, I will just put less sugar. Okay. So this is the signal that we get. Now the smart question is that what ingredient most likely made it too sweet? Sugar. I got in my mind that sugar is the only thing that I have to adjust when I do it from the next time. So now this is it. This is the magic. Now the simple loop of checking the result, finding what contributed most to the error is the sugar, and making small adjustment to the recipe is exactly what I want. Okay. So now it is an elegant mathematical thing that is called back propagation. Like I see the error, I will just back to the input, change it, and then process it all again. And see, it's very simple to understand. The neural network do this millions of time per second. As you can see in the slide, this it is also written that they can check their result, calculate the error, make tiny adjustment to their weights to get a better result next time. And this automatic process of tasting and adjusting is the beautiful mathematical core. This is all the mathematics behind the neural network. It is not that hard that we think. So the figure that you are seeing here, like input going to output, feedback, and then input, and then going to output. That is what I am trying to teach you. Like the feedback is the key thing. Like for example, if I take an example, uh, maybe when you search neural networks, then on YouTube you will find a video that is very popular, that is three blue one brown channel video. He teach neural network in a very beautiful way, and in that video you will see then when we see a handwriting, Like we all have different handwriting. Okay. So if I see handwriting of a person that is like he made three in a different way, I make three in a different way, and maybe another person make three in a different way. So I am a human. I understand that different persons can have different handwriting, but does machine can do that? Because machine don't have this thing that it knows that everyone has different handwriting. But here neural networks came into the picture. Every person have a particular type of writing ability or writing habit in which they made three. And now neural network what do is that they can cross check every possibility of making three from the data, and that data is MNIST data. That is a data that is created by a institution or some group of people, so that neural network can understand what are the different methods or different types of three that can exist in this world. So it can just recreate every possible thing to recheck that three, and then comes to a conclusion that okay, it is a three, and that will be our output. We can give an input, it can go and check the output, feedback it that it is not seven, or it is not, like if I say three, then what are the numbers that can match up to three? Three can be like, three is like three like two circles that is cut from the half. Okay, they are put one over another and then cut from half from the between, and now it can check every possibility that how can it matches to every like every possible thing, and then it gives the output, and that is a feedback. So it is just an example. Neural network can be used in very 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 much amount of things, but it was just an example. Now, a day in your life powered by neural networks. Yeah. So neural networks play a very basic and very important role in our whole life right now. Okay. So now when you wake up and unlock your phone, it recognizes that it's you, and that's a neural network that is happened because of a neural network. Google Maps predicts traffic and finds the fastest route, even if there are more drivers, more traffic on the routes. Like it just take the real time data and just predict what is happens in the past. Like it is a crowd, it was much crowded route yesterday, or it will be much crowded route like today. So it will just predict according to the real data and the past experiences, and that is what neural network does. Now, an email is in the spam filter. Now how does Google Mail knows that it this email should go to the spam filter? It is because of neural network, because it checks that this email contains something, some keywords, some information, or some text that is not good, and that generally comes to the spam folder. So it just send that mail into the spam folder. It is happening due to neural network. Now, again, in the evening, Netflix or YouTube recommends you a video. It's not a person, it doesn't know that what you prefer, but it recommends a video. And sometimes it's like, how does Netflix know? How does Google know? How does YouTube know that I want to watch that particular video? It is because it just works on an algorithm. You just watch these type of videos in the evening, so it knows that this is evening and you have to watch that video. This is a neural network. And after that, at night, you just post a photo on the social media and instantly it suggests whom you tag. It doesn't know, like, it doesn't know that what pictures do you have take, like, it doesn't know that from what persons in your mind to tag, but it suggests because of your past experiences and past habits that you had in the YouTube or in the Instagram or whatever social media you are going to post. So yeah, and after that, like my presentation is not that big, and it's because I want you to teach what is a neural network in a very short period of time. Because if I take a large amount of time, then maybe you get confused about it, about my past experiences. It is so from recognizing cats to creating worlds, we are there. So where it is all going? So we have moved beyond this recognizing from cats, dog, bicycles, just we did in the past uh, first slide. And today neural networks are working alongside doctors. They detect disease earlier from it even happens. This is what neural network is doing. And after that, they are helping scientists to accelerate research by just finding patterns in massive data sets. I'm also working in cosmology. I am just working in fast radio burst and some waves that comes from space. We don't know what is the source of that, but still we can predict what can be the redshift, and then we can detect what will be the distance from the particular galaxy and from where it is came. So from the thousand of data set, we can even predict more thousand data set, and there's a very good possibility that it can be true, it can be good. And that is what neural network are doing. And now they are becoming like creative partners also, like for creating art, for generating art. You can just say like Meta AI, Gemini, they all are just giving us images that we want. There is a very great amount of, and there are multiple types of neural networks. Like the neural network that I am talking about is just a simple artificial neural network, but there can be convolutional neural networks, CNNs. There can be spiky neural networks. Okay, so there are multiple types of neural networks, and they are very wide. So okay, it's not possible to discuss all the neural networks in only one presentation, because it can be time taking also and can be confusing also. So now what is the takeaway? So the key takeaway is that neural network is not just a piece of technology. It represents the fundamental shift then how can we solve problems. If you go 10 to 20 years back, the way that we are going to solve problems nowadays is not like today in the past 20 years. So now by building system that can learn from experience, inspired by designed own brains, like they have their own brains, they can just learn from every mistake they did and never like repeat that mistake and just learn from their mistake. And we are unlocking the future of incredible possibilities. And yeah, that is how neural networks works. This is the neural network. Now, if you have any question, anything, like I know I just completed it in a very short time, but yeah, if you have any question, I just wanted it to be short and wanted to be very clear to the point, so that I just made a presentation very short. And this is all it. This is my LinkedIn and Instagram if you want to follow and just connect to me in any type of things. And if you have any question, if anyone have any question, then let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Arjun. Neural networks. I guess I'll never look at my phone the same way every time I unlock it in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll think of the science behind it. Colleagues, if there's any questions, please feel free to just unmute your microphone and ask a question or make a comment.